Hello and welcome to the Insight Clinic lectures. This is part 2 of development of eye. Here we are going to discuss about the development of coats of the eye, that is the sclera, cornea and the retina. Now, as we all know that the neural tube is divided into prosencephalon, mesencephalon and the rhombencephalon, and our optic vesicle was developing from as an outpouching from the prosencephalon. This developing neural tube actually is surrounded by mesenchyme, which will condense subsequently to form the meninges. So this diagram over here represents the mesenchyme. The green part of the mesenchyme is a superficial layer of the mesenchyme, also called the superficial fibrous layer of the mesenchyme, whereas the red part of the mesenchyme, the part which is inner and closer to the developing optic vesicle, actually represents the deep vascular layer of the mesenchyme. Now, if we talk about what structures develop from the superficial fibrous mesenchyme, these will be the superficial meninges of the brain, that is the dura mater, the cornea, the sclera, and the extraocular group of muscles. And vascular layer of the mesenchyme is actually present inside. Therefore, the meninges which is present closer to the brain, that is the pia mater and the arachnoid, will develop from the deep vascular layer of the mesenchyme. Apart from that, the hyaloid system of vessel, the iridopupillary membrane, the tunica vasculosa lentis, choroid and the ciliary body will also develop from the deep vascular layer of the mesenchyme. Now let us see one by one how do they develop. So let us talk about the changes in the mesenchyme. As I have already told you that the developing neural tube is surrounded by the mesenchyme, and that mesenchyme is divided into two parts, the inner part which is the deep vascular layer of the mesenchyme and the outer part which is the superficial fibrous layer of the mesenchyme. Okay, and these mesenchyme are subsequently going to condense and form the meninges. The inner vascular layer is going to form the pia arachnoid and the superficial layer of the mesenchyme is going to form the dura mater. Moreover, what happens is, as we know that this is our optic vesicle, let me draw it again. So this is our optic vesicle and the optic vesicle is surrounded by the mesenchyme. Now what happens on the day 33 is that the inner vascular layer, that means the red just let me show you. The red mesenchyme, that is the deep vascular layer over here, will enter through the choroidal fissure inside, and in the eye it will get converted into the hyaloid system of vessel when this fissure is going to close, that is about at 33 days of gestation. So this I have explained in part 1 of the development of the eye, that there is a fissure because is a fissure which develops in the eye because of the differential growth of the optic vesicle, and that fissure is called the choroidal fissure. And this choroidal fissure closes at about 33 days of gestation, and what happens is the inner layer of the mesenchyme will enter through the choroidal fissure and gets converted into the hyaloid system of vessels. So let me show you that over here. So this rudimentary vessels, I'm calling it rudimentary because it is present in the embryo and later on it's going to regress. This part over here, these are the vessels which are present, behind the lens, and they are present in the vitreous. So this is called the hyaloid system of vessels. In the beginning they are nourishing the lens, but later on they get regressed. Okay, so these are called the hyaloid system of vessels. Now, along with these hyaloid system of vessels, as you can see in the anterior part, they are very close to the lens. And because they are enclosing the lens, they are called the tunica vasculosa lentis. Okay, so what is it called? They are called the tunica vasculosa lentis. Now this also will regress later on, okay, and the lens will derive its nutrition directly from the vitreous and from the aqueous. Okay, so now we know that the hyaloid system of vessels, the tunica vasculosa lentis, it is also developing from the inner vascular layer of the mesenchyme. Now what happens with the fibrous layer of mesenchyme? Let us see. Now we know that the fibrous layer or the outer layer of the mesenchyme, that is the layer which I have depicted over here in green color. Okay, so what all structures will it form? We already know that it is forming one important structure, that is dura mater, because we know that in the brain, which is the meninge which is present outside, it is the dura mater. So dura mater will be formed from the outer mesenchyme, and which is the meninge which is present inside, it is the pia mater and the arachnoid. So they will be formed from the inner layer of mesenchyme. So I think that part is very clear, that the fibrous layer will form the outer will be formed from the fibrous layer of the mesenchyme. Okay, now apart from that, the fibrous layer will also form one more structure, and that is cornea. Almost the entire part of the cornea except one part, that is the epithelium of the cornea, is formed by the outer fibrous layer of the mesenchyme. Now, one more structure which forms from the fibrous layer of the outer mesenchyme is the cornea. And it is very important for you to know that there are 5 layers of the cornea, and only one layer, that is the epithelium, okay, that is not formed by the fibrous layer of the cornea of the mesenchyme. Remaining all the layers of the cornea are formed from this fibrous or the outer layer of the mesenchyme. So you can remember that the cornea is the first part, it is the outermost part of the eye, right? It's not present inside, right? So it is formed from the fibrous layer, which is the superficial layer of the mesenchyme. Right, now what happens to the corresponding inside the corresponding part? Mesenchyme also was there, right? So corresponding mesenchyme which is present inside, that will form the iridopupillary membrane. So let me show you. So what I mean to say is, as you have seen in this diagram, that we have a superficial fibrous mesenchyme and the deep fibrous and the deep vascular mesenchyme. So the superficial fibrous mesenchyme is forming the most of part of it is forming the cornea, and the deeper one, the deeper mesenchyme which is present in the anterior part, this part is going to form the iridopupillary membrane. So what I mean to say is that this is going to further form the iris, the pupil, and therefore it's called the iridopupillary membrane, and it is present in front of the lens. This yellow part over here is a lens. Okay, so that is how your iridopupillary membrane is formed from the corresponding vascular layer of the mesenchyme. Now if this is your optic vesicle, the iridopupillary membrane will be attached in the periphery of the optic cup. Okay, so what I mean to say is the periphery of the iridopupillary membrane is attached to the ends of the optic cup, and this central part of the iridopupillary membrane is going to form the tunica vasculosa lentis. That is nothing but, if we know that here is a lens, this is going to grow inwards and form a network of blood vessels around the lens, and this is called the tunica vasculosa lentis. Right, now what happens to the part of the fibrous mesenchyme and the vascular mesenchyme which was present in the posterior surface of the optic vesicle? So let us see over here. What I mean to say is this part. What happens to this part of the mesenchyme? So let us see. In the posterior part of the cup, the surrounding mesenchyme will form the sclera and the extraocular muscles. Now again, cornea is superficial and so is sclera. So both of them are formed from where? From the fibrous part of the mesenchyme. And what is inside is the vascular layer of the eye, that is the choroid. And similarly, the ciliary body which is present inside. So both of these are going to get developed from the vascular layer of the posterior surface of the mesenchyme. I hope I'm clear till now.